Hi, I'm Stacy Lundy, the pastor here at First United Methodist Church in Wadesboro and Anson Circuit here in Anson County. This Sunday, November 13th, is National Organ and Tissue Donor Sunday, and today we're going to have a very special conversation with our music director. She has a donor story to share, and I have a recipient story to share on Sunday. So we're excited that we can celebrate this special event from two unique perspectives. Emily, thank you for being with us today. You donated one of your kidneys to your cousin a few years ago. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Hey, Stacy, thank you for having me. So my cousin Keith, from an early age, he, was visiting doctors and had a lot of medical issues that he was dealing with. And when he went to college, he began dialysis, and it was pretty clear that he was going to need a kidney transplant pretty soon. And so growing up, I always pretended that they were my brothers because my brother and sister were so much older than I was, and they were right at my age. So I told him the minute I found out, a long time before the donation, that I'm going to donate, you can have one of mine for sure. And then when my last year of college, my senior year of college, in that last semester, he was in need and was put on the transplant list. And so my mom was like, you've got to finish out school, see, kind of let's take it a little bit at a time. When I graduated college, it just seemed like that was kind of my next step in life. I remember having a conversation with him that summer and just asking him, will you please just bring the paperwork to me? I just want to and let's just talk about this. Let's see. I was really serious when I said I would donate to you, and let's just kind of see if I'm a match for you. And so in July of 2008, I began the testing process to see if I was a match, and that was a tedious process just to go through. They wanted to make sure that it was an exact match, and that was. It turned out that I was a match, and here we are.
When do you think was the first time you were aware you could be a living donor? When did that kind of come into your awareness as a kid, as you were learning about your cousin's plight?
We hear stories all over, the news and all about people who have had a transplant or had medical issues that they needed a donor for. And I don't think I really understood much about that until he was, high school, kind of moving into college. I didn't really realize it was in our backyard. I think I just wasn't putting it together until the words were said that he would one day need a transplant. I don't really think I realized, wow, that's something that anybody could do. And that people were doing that all over our nation and all over the world. So
you mentioned that your mom had some concerns about you being a living donor, especially at that time in your life in college. What concerns or questions did you have to work through, and were there any myths or things that you had to kind of learn a little bit more about as you really thought seriously about it?
Well, my mom was she sort of took a back seat with me on this. She did not say a whole lot or show concern. My dad, on the other hand, was really in her ear. You're going to let her do this? Are we really going to let her, do this? And there was some concern. I mean, with any surgery, there's risk, and we know that. And then long term, we just don't know how those donations can affect us later on in life. My mom and I were talking just the other day that in one of our final meetings with the psychology team, one of the questions came up, how do you feel about giving away one of your kidneys? What if you need a kidney? What if one of your children needs a kidney? And my response was that I would just hope that if I were ever in that position, that someone would do the same for me and my family. I think that is, it seems like I was the one person that was really completely at peace with that. The only concern I had was will I be able to have children, and it was nothing to worry with. That my one kidney had no effect on me during either of my pregnancies, and they said that it wouldn't. So I was very pleased with that. And that was the only question that was pressing on me. But thinking so far ahead in the future for if I were to need a donation, or my children, or that just didn't even, I just believed that we have to be there to provide for others, and believe that others will be there to provide for us when we need help.
Yeah, it sounds like you were really centered and grounded in the process, which is a great gift. How did you know that this was the right decision for you and this was the right time?
When I graduated, I was kind of living in the moment, I guess, and I knew I eventually wanted to teach, but I don't know. I just had a real strong tug toward Keith and his needs in that last semester of my college life. So I just think that was the path I was supposed to take, and I believed that even closer to graduation. I didn't really say it out loud, but I just felt, I need to see where this takes us. I can't, why would I'm okay right now. Why would I jump into a career when this might be something that I could do to help him? So that I just felt a strong connection to this moment.
Emily, what role do you think that your faith played in your decision and this donation process?
I really feel that God was leading me to do this. I feel like my journey, the way that it sort of weaved through that last semester, was, filled with lots of God moments, even as I approached graduation. And I feel like God was really tugging at my heart to do this. It's funny, talking about being at peace. I fully believe that was God just taking that away from me. Others were concerned about it, but I feel like that was something I was supposed to do. I never once, I'm a bold-headed person a lot of the time, and so it wasn't really out of my character to go for something full steam ahead, but I wasn't worried. I really truly wasn't. The process even, there was a lot of testing involved and a lot of responsibility to be where I had to be for this process. And it didn't feel like work. It just felt like something I was supposed to do and wanted to do. I met Rodney during that summer too, and it was only a week after I had started the testing process that I met him. And one of the first conversations I had with him was, just so you know, I've decided to get tested to donate my kidney, and if you're not happy with that, then see you later. So I knew it was the right thing to do, and of course he stuck with me through it. I think he was pretty concerned also, but I just knew it was God pulling me in that direction. And I'm so proud that I listened. I'm 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 happy that I didn't. I'm just happy that I wasn't stubborn, and that I didn't pull away from or listen to others who were kind of in my ear about it. I felt like that was just where I was supposed to be in that moment.
Well, that's a beautiful story. I think often when we are doing things in response to our faith, we have that deep sense of peace and clarity about the next steps, even if those around us aren't clear. So it sounds like that was the case for you. Not that there wasn't anxiety in thinking about recovering from surgery and some of those kinds of things. How did that process go for you with surgery and recovery and getting back to yourself?
Well, and you're right. I did have anxiety coming into the surgery process, a few weeks out, and the butterflies started. But I was filled with such joy, even hours after the surgery, when he was immediately doing better. It affected him within just minutes after his surgery. His body was recovering, and it was just miraculous. I think that's the beautiful thing about this process, is that to do a donation, to be able to offer up part of yourself for somebody, they reap that benefit so quickly that you just don't think so much about yourself. You're just in awe of how miraculous our bodies work, and how being able to just give a small part of yourself can just affect somebody in the most tremendous way. It took me maybe 5 months to really get back to feeling like myself, being able to lift things above 20 pounds or something like that. But I kept working, and I kept doing the things and just modifying what I was doing, and just so thankful that I was able to help him, and he was able to be off of dialysis and start whittling medicine away that he had been on for so many years, and able to live a life that he didn't know without being hooked to a machine, or to go and live life and enjoy what we all just take for granted. He was able to find somebody, get married, have children, something that was a real blessing for all of us.
What would you say to somebody who's considering organ or tissue donation, whether that's a living donation like you did of bone marrow, stem cells, kidney, any of those things you can do while you're living, or after they pass? What would you say to those folks considering donation?
It is a big process, and I certainly didn't take the process of kidney donation lightly. It does sound that way a little bit, saying that I was at peace with it, or that I was headstrong and just doing my own thing maybe, but I certainly didn't take it lightly. I think I just felt that I had clarity for that entire situation. I felt that God had been moving in my life, just flooding in my life in the few years at Pfeiffer, and this was just a miraculous moment for our family.
Part of the reason we're celebrating this Sunday is that our faith has gifted us with an opportunity to bless others as God has blessed us. And Emily, your story reminds us to listen for the Spirit and to look for the ways that we're connected to other people, and to have a sense of peace about the decision, even when things are maybe a little chaotic around us. We'll put some links in the video notes for places that you can make sure that you're registered to be a donor, and you can explore being a living donor. Emily, thank you so much for sharing your story and your faith with us, and we know it will be a blessing to all those who listen to our conversation.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.